Two branches, one tree. We are in this together.
Wax on, wax off meets put the jacket on, put the jacket off.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say this. Okay, first of all, guys, welcome to the Buttery Show. We are here, and as we promised, we would be talking about the new Karate Kid movie, Karate Kid Legends. I'm Shifu Leo. This is Mike Sensei, and we're just gonna get started because it's been a while. So,
yep.
I need to hear this because you said that you had a lot to say about this movie. And considering the fact that you've watched Cobra Kai as well, I need to know your thoughts before we start doing a whole breakdown of what happened, because we're gonna be going all over the place with this movie.
Well, I saw the movie a month ago, like the weekend it debuted. So it's been a whole month since I've seen it. Unfortunately, it's been taken down from theaters recently, so I wasn't able to really go rewatch it. So I have to base it completely off my memory from a month ago. But thankfully, not too much happens. Where like I need to like remember things. Like I basically have the basic breakdown. Unfortunately, this movie, because it's a relatively new movie, there aren't as many opportunities to rewatch and analyze things.
Kid.
Yeah,
the next Karate Kid,
the Karate Kid after next, the last Karate Kid,
the final Karate Kid.
Yeah,
Karate Kid the first and Karate Kid the next.
Karate Kid the final.
Oh God! Anyway, continue.
Karate Kid the new generation.
Oh God! Don't Karate Kid Double Impact.
Karate Kid Electric Boogaloo.
Karate Kid Third Strike Fight for the Future.
Karate Kid 4 Return of Karate Kid.
Karate Kid Return of the Kumite. We do not have enough time. People, continue. Go. You were saying about how you had to go through memory of what happened. You're muted. Anyways, well, while Sensei Mike is coming back, I'm just gonna level with y'all. I had to go pirate hunt. I had to set sail and become a pirate again. I'll leave it at that. That's how I was able to watch it. I had to set sail on the all blue internet sea, and I'll leave it at that. I will say this as Mike is coming back. Here's my take on this movie. I enjoyed it, but okay.
All right, so no. Continue.
Oh, okay. As I was saying, and Mike's coming back in. Unfortunately, I couldn't see this movie in theaters. I was trying to go Sunday morning before a certain somebody turned 30 in our friend group. Happy birthday, Ryan. Which is today, actually.
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. I got confused with another friend of mine. I will say this. I had to go pirate. I had to set sail on the all blue seas of the internet to get to this movie.
Basically paid $25 on Amazon Prime.
I guess so. And I will say this.
He's too ashamed to say it.
I will say this, is that while I did enjoy this movie, there's a lot that happens in this movie where, honestly, it either felt so cookie cutter, or I'm sorry, and we're gonna talk about the main antagonist, Connor Day. If you some of these guys, if you took them out of a Disney Channel show like the Disney Bullies and injected them with a mix of Stephen King and a 80s Chinese action movie, you get some bloodthirsty little YNs. Straight bloodthirsty. For no reason whatsoever. There's a lot that happens in this movie where I'm like, this is good. I wish they would expand on it. And this movie's only 96 minutes. It's roughly an hour and a half and some change. but we'll break it down. We'll get into it. Do you have anything else before we even start talking about?
Yeah. So watching the movie, I felt it was okay. But there were a lot of scenes in the movie theater where like I don't know, maybe it's because I literally just got to the theater from the gym, but like my arms were just like stimming katas throughout the film, like doing like cue buds and Gichu Hyungilbu, like that sort of thing. Like completely involuntarily. Thankfully the auditorium was next to empty. But
Oh,
I'm glad I watched all of Karate Kid beforehand. And well, I didn't rewatch some of the movies until like after because like we're doing it during Karate Kid month.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, the like I said, it made me recontextualize certain scenes from two of the movies.
yeah.
But also like it felt like not so much as a sequel to the fifth movie as much as it was a remake of the fifth one. Sort of like we're retconning the fifth movie.
I would say it's retconning. Well, here's
Like
my thing.
timeline wise, it could still work. It's just
If they got Jane Smith, it would have worked.
yeah.
But a double O XYZ said, a triple O XYZ said this movie was okay, but it felt more like fan service. And this is my issue with the movie as we're going to go into it. So obviously we've talked. You hinted on the fact that this movie was going to tie in with Karate Kid Part 2, and that is how Miyagi's homie or Miyagi's ancestor or whomever,
The original creator of Miyagi-Do.
yes, found his way in China, and then him and Han's ancestor created Miyagi-Do and Kung Fu or whatever, and then we also get Ming-Na Wen being the Tiger Mom, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean literally, she's trying to get her son to stop doing Kung Fu and get to her studies because, well, and spoilers alert in case y'all are late to this. His brother died. Him and his brother studied under Sifu Han, played by Jackie Chan, which we've already talked about Jackie Chan's filmography last week. You should watch our review of Karate Kung Fu Kid 2010. So they moved to New York, and I will say this is the most New York-ish movie.
It's like I remember there was this one book I read in the third or fourth grade, one of those short stories about this kid from Puerto Rico moving to his grandma's in New York. And there's this one line in the book that lives in my head rent free. He says, New York is more Puerto Rican than Puerto Rico itself. And I'm like, bruh. So when you said this movie is obscenely New York, I'm like, whoa, that takes me back to that story.
I mean, I read that. They're not lying, but and we also our boy's name is
Lee
Fong Lee. Or is it Fong Lee or Lee Fong?
Lee Fong.
All right, so Lee Fong and his mama Ming-Na Wen, played by the gorgeous Ming-Na Wen. Which, by the way, Ming-Na Wen put some of these. She is now what 60, and she still looks great. Good on you, Ming-Na. Good.
I mean, just look at Lucy Liu.
Like, and clearly she was trying to make a man out of her son in the studies.
You must be basically try to be the Chi-Chi to his Gohan.
You must be swift as the calculus, as your calculus work, with all the force of your trigonometry, all the strength of your raging SATs, mysterious as the dark side of this hospital that you will be working at. And yes, I just came up with this off the whim.
Yeah. Unfortunately, differential equations is not his. Fist,
Yeah. And it shouts to his friend, the white boy, who may or may not be. I don't know. I was getting some real vibes off of him, but that is what it is. What it is. I like his friend.
Basically, though. It's his Freddy.
Yeah, it's his Freddy. It's his Freddy.
Everyone needs their own Freddy. Julie didn't have her own, but
It's like a Freddy and Wallace from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Scott's roommate. I was getting vibes with that.
Kieran Culkin, which is the best of the three actor Culkins.
Shouts to Kieran Culkin, winning an Emmy. Appreciate you. But anyways, so Lee Fong falls for this one chick. And her daddy is local hero, like most New York boxers, local hero. Unfortunately, he made some bad choices with the mafia.
Basically, he's Matt Murdock's dad.
Yes, he is Matt Murdock's dad, except he doesn't die at the end in this movie.
Surprisingly.
And because Lee Fong is so accustomed to kung fu and martial arts, he sees the demolition dojo, and then this is where we get to our main bad guy, Connor Day, who just so happens to be the love interest's ex-boyfriend. And
where have I seen this before?
And he starts a fight with Lee Fong.
Where have I seen this before?
Gets his ass kicked. And I'm over here like, hold up, Lee.
Is this happening again? I feel like we've seen this before. Am I having a Frieza moment? Every time Vegeta says that I've ascended above the legend. I am the one and only Super Saiyan. Seriously, what is that? What is a Super Saiyan, really? You keep calling yourself that, but you never really followed through on that.
Those eyes. The PTSD and we're stopped. So Lee Fong gets his ass beat.
He tries to use that dragon flip kick thing that his brother used in the past, but
he tried to pull a Scott Adkins. The Boyka kick in his own way, and gets demolished. And then he befriends his love interest's daddy, and who is trying.
He also has a nickname, Stuffed Crust.
Oh yeah, because apparently he thinks that all pizza has stuffed crust. All pizza parlors and pizza joints have stuffed crust, which the dad,
the audacity.
The most New York, the fool to say, like, why don't you go to New Jersey and get your own goddamn stuffed crust pizza over there? And I swear to God, I thought we were about to have a Sopranos moment. I really thought we were coming close to a Sopranos moment right there. Because I was hoping Christopher Moltisanti was going to come in and be like, go take a stuffed crust pizza and shove it up your... You know what? But no, Mia, that's a homegirl's name, and then there's Victor. So
I swear this microphone is trying to undo me today.
This is why I'm using this, because I didn't have time to plug in my microphone. But Lee helps out Victor, Mia's dad, and it turns out her dad is trying to get into like one fight, which will pay all his debts off and have some change to put in college. And he starts training. So, like the first 45 minutes of this movie, Lee is teaching his dad, Mia's dad, how to be faster because he's much older, and using kung fu and other forms of martial arts is going to help him with his body.
Hello.
So essentially,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't
hear
you.
So essentially, plug back in, bro. So essentially, we have a mix of both American fighting style and Chinese fighting styles. We have boxing and kung fu wrapped together like peanut butter and jelly. And real talk,
can you hear me?
Love this. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, we're combining boxing and kung fu, which is awesome because this ties back to something that Bruce Lee once said in an interview. It's like he says, "I do not believe in a Chinese style or a Japanese style or Korean style or Filipino style. The concept of nationally styles is too crystallized. I only believe in my style. You need to be fluid like water. It can flow, but it can also crash. When you pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup. When you pour water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. When you pour water into a pot, it becomes a pot. Be water, my friend. And he's right though, because martial arts, like humanity as a whole, it needs to evolve, it needs to adapt, because sticking to only one style, it limits your capabilities. And if you encounter something that your preconceived style cannot counter against, then you're screwed. Like that's why you have to learn and adapt. And best way to better understand an opposing style is by learning that style. It's like, and this actually ties into my own experience as a martial artist, because when you look at the butterfly kick, you could teach 5 students how to do the butterfly kick from scratch, or you could teach another group of 5 students, the basic elements of it, like teach them how to do proper stance, teach them how to do an inside crescent kick, teach them how to kick while turning, teach them how to kick while jumping, then combine that into a jump turning inside crescent kick, which is what a butterfly kick is. And guess who would be better at fighting an opponent using a butterfly kick? The one that's learned the butterfly kick from jump, or the one who learned the foundational aspects? It's the one that learned the foundational aspects, because while it did take them longer to learn, they understand the individual components of it and have a better understanding on not only how it works, but also what its weak points are. That's why I love like taking things apart and then putting them back together, because it helps me understand them better. Whenever I solve a Rubik's Cube, after I finish solving it, I always take it apart and then put it back together, because it helps me understand that cube better, and then I solve it faster and faster. Martial arts is like that.
I'll also say this is why MMA is, when it comes to any type of martial arts, MMA honestly is one of the best, is a very good style to learn, because it's a cornucopia of styles for one thing. I appreciate for that. And coming from someone who has done boxing and karate, and also a little bit of Muay Thai and Jikudo,
Mm-hmm.
it's very unique in its own way.
Mm.
But we can talk.
Yeah,
about
no. Like even when you look at American Tang Soo Do, which is what Cobra Kai is based on.
Yeah,
like actual Korean Tang Soo Do, invented by Grandmaster Hwang Ki, used an amalgamation of Subak Do and Shaolin. Then his student, Grandmaster Shin, taught it to Grandmaster Chuck Norris, who learned it during the Korean War. And then when he came to America, he combined that with Filipino Kali and Indonesian Pencak Silat. And that's the American Tang Soo Do we know today. And of course, he taught it to his student, who opened his dojo here in Chatsworth. And then his student's student taught me. So, like I have that lineage going on.
Right.
And the thing is, when you study martial arts, you have to learn that lineage.
Like, I'm going to say this right now. I need you to cancel all my appointments, because I'm out for revenge. And I'm also out for us finishing this before 10. So
that's on you. We only have 3 minutes left if that's the case.
Whatever. Anyways, that's not the point. So what do you call it? So, like I was saying, the first 45 afterwards, the first 45 minutes, honestly, is just Li Fong training Victor for his fight, and he wins by disqualification because homie elbowed the hell out of him. And the one thing in boxing that everyone should know: if your opponent is down, he has 10 seconds to answer. Do not punch him continuously after. And then, as we said before, Lee's brother died. They got jumped after a tournament years ago, and
Lee was too helpless to save his brother.
Lee froze up. Yep, he froze up. He essentially, if you ever watched the movie Justice League Dark Apocalypse, when they did her so dirty, but when Zatanna was asking John Constantine to help, Constantine froze. Now you learn later that he wasn't doing it by choice. He was forced because she made him, but still, like he froze up and watched his girlfriend get eaten by paragons.
Yeah.
So with the same thing. And obviously Mia is upset because like you're the reason why my dad got beat up, which funny enough, her dad's like, yo, it's on me. It's all good. The most New York issue, like, hey, look, it's on me. It's my fault. You ain't got nothing to do with it. Don't worry about it. And this is around the time Jackie Chan comes back because Jackie Chan is like, yo, listen, what happened to your brother was not your fault. Hell, I blame myself for it. But it happened, and the only thing we do is get stronger. And so they talk to Victor. It's like, all right, and he straight up just tells Lee, hey, you're going to compete in this 5 Boroughs tournament. All right, we got 10 days. I know a guy. I got to go to Cali real quick. Be right back. And then this is where Ralph Macchio comes in. Daniel's son is living at Miyagi's house, has all 4 cars still. But here's my problem before we even get to the montage is that they really were promoting Ralph Macchio in the commercials and in the trailers. He was the headliner of this movie. But just like War Machine and Iron Man 2, we only see
next time, baby.
We only see this fool for the last 15-20 minutes at best of the movie. And
yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like the montage between starting training for the 5 Boroughs versus actually getting into the first round of the 5 Boroughs was way too short. I was hoping there was going to be more scenes with Ralph Macchio, just because because these are 2 different styles that may have branched from the same tree. I was hoping a little bit more back and forth between LaRusso and Han. Yeah, we had a little bit in one scene where they both use Li Fong as a body bag.
As dummy.
Yeah, as a dummy, they practically put him in a body bag. Yeah, put him in a body bag.
I will say this real quick before we even get into the 5 Boroughs tournament and the montage. I gotta give credit to the actors. A homegirl who plays Mia, Sadie Stanley. You want to know what movie she was in within the last like 5 or so years? So aside from being in Cruel Summer, The Sleepover, she was in she was actually the main character for the Goldberg. She was sister. Let Us In, Game Shakers, and Dead to Me. She was in the live action Kim Possible movie. The one with Alyson Hannigan being the mama, because apparently Alyson Hannigan is too old to play a mother, but is also too young to play a mother, too old to play someone in their 30s. That's real-ish.
Wait. Hold on. You mean the same Kim Possible movie where Adam F. Goldberg from the Goldbergs was Ron?
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I just know he's there. I miss those older seasons where George Segal was there, where it's like you got George Segal dressed up as Optimus Prime. That's like peak sitcom material. Like, I miss that,
Yeah. Also, homie who plays Connor Day, Aramis Knight.
Army. Like the Three Musketeers. Athos, yes. Pathos, Aramis, D'Artagnan.
Yes. Well, this fool, first of all, shouts at him. He's a SoCal native. He was in, and I completely forgot, because I only watched the first season. He was in Into the Badlands. Very good show, very underrated. Unfortunately, it came out during Walking Dead mania, so it didn't get enough credit that it should have gotten. He was also in Runt. He was in Ender's Game. He was in Baby Blue, and this Hatching Pete, wherever the hell it's supposed to be.
Oh, that one movie with two of those Disney Channel actors.
Oh, okay.
What's it called? Jason Dolly and what was that other dude's name? Who was the other guy? Was it Mitchell Musso?
Probably.
All I know is that Jason Dolly was in it because Newt was my favorite character from Cory Chotahen, one of the greatest anime of all time.
Okay. And then
Homie
who played Li Fong's friend, that was Stanley from It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2, the kid.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I love the gag where it's like, oh yeah, you're totally killing it with differential equations. He's actually not doing really well with differential equations.
He's like, am I? Oh no, you suck. I was trying to make you look good.
Yeah. Yeah, just remember the derivative of x to the y is y times x to the power of y minus 1.
Wait, I knew I recognized Mia's daddy. Do you know who Mia's daddy is?
Go on.
Joshua F. Jackson. Do you know who Joshua Jackson is? For our younger audience. I don't want
to wait for my lives to be over. Dawson's Creek.
Yes, he played Pacey. Pacey. Can't remember that fool's name from Dawson's Creek. He was in Doctor's Odyssey, which is going on right now. Fringe, Mighty Ducks, The Affair. He was in Cruel Intentions.
Yes, Les Liaisons Dangerous in Modern Era.
And Jonathan over here is more excited about Joshua Jackson because I'm like, Joshua Jackson looking good. He look like, my God. And I'm like, when I saw him with the shirt, I'm like, my God, you can grind meat on those things. I was honest. I was a little flustered looking at Joshua Jackson. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, he was also in Racing Stripes with was it Frankie Muniz?
I think so. Wait, was it the one with the zebra?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that movie. I saw the movie in theaters.
Yeah, I the only thing I remember was that Bernie Mac and David Spade played those two flies.
No, like, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. That's how much I remember. Steve Harvey and David Spade.
Okay. Well, at least I got one of the two right. I remember there was that one line from the commercials. It's like here, have some espresso. I'm espressing myself.
Anyways, so we get to the 5 Boroughs tournament. Obviously, Daniel Son and Sifu Han are pretty much teaching a cornucopia of Kung Fu and Karate and Miyagi-Do Karate. And Li Fong just whoop up. Jonathan, come on. Li Fong's just whooping ass. And Connor is whooping ass as well. And I'm over here like, and then when we get to the final tournament, which, by the way, Ming-Na Wen comes back, and she is now accepting the fact that Kung Fu is part of her family, and tells Lee to go kick that kid's ass. I'm like, now that's the Tiger Mama I know. That's the Tiger Mama mentality I know about, man. Anyways,
it's like, there's even a joke where it's like where Lee uses this one move and like Han's like, I taught him that, and then LaRusse is like, no, I taught him that.
No. Here's my favorite part of the montage was when they were teaching him the dragon kick, but to do a pump fake on it, and they were at the all right, they were at the train station, and he kept banging his head. I'm like, he's going to get a concussion before this tournament. Y'all are going to concuss this boy. And he's not even 18 yet.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. But and so, next thing you know, the tournament happens. And I'm not going to lie. The last 20 minutes of this movie, it was no longer Karate Kid. It wasn't even Kung Fu Kid. This was a child remake to Bloodsport, because at some point, if it wasn't for the fact that this movie is PG, this movie could have got a PG-13 rating, because so many times I'm like, he should have drew blood off of each one of those kicks or punches. Someone should have been bleeding through the mouth. That's how violent these fights were. I'm like, these aren't just fights. These are like anime-esque fights. This is like watching the
Yo, they even have those Go Juger pop-ups where it's like round 1, fight. It's like winner, Connor.
Dog.
It's like, bro, are you watching Go Juger right now? Because it's literally the same aesthetic. The only thing missing is those Oidan cheerleaders. It's like 5 Boroughs, 5 Boroughs. And on this quarter, we have Connor. Yo, I'm gonna kick your ass, and there's nothing you can do about it. And on that quarter, we got Lee Fong. I am the stuffed crust that binds the two branches of a single tree.
No. I got better. The answer lies in the heart of battle.
Number 1 battle. Ready? Fight!
Hadouken!
Like honestly, like I'm surprised. Like one of Connor's friends didn't just scream, yeah, put him in a body bag. Because at this point, it's like, bro. And you know, to this day, like, you know what I still don't get about this movie though? Like one of its hindering aspects of it. Why is Lee Fong even in the tournament? Like, what's his motivation?
I can tell you why. Because the 5 boroughs, you get $50,000, and Joshua Jackson owes the Mafia about maybe 5 or 10 G's. So he's fighting for him because his match got thrown out because homie threw an illegal elbow during a boxing match. That's why. Like I rewatched. I'm like, okay, so clearly he's doing this for them. They're
but what I'm saying is,
and also
like,
the fight.
But also, it's like, why isn't Joshua Jackson the one doing it? Because here's my issue.
Did you not see what happened? Did you not see what happened to him?
Like he's going through recovery, just like Daniel LaRusso, and then Daniel LaRusso still fought against freaking Chosa. He fought against Mike Barnes. Like, but here's my issue though. It's like you know the reason why Daniel
time out. You cannot compare apples to oranges. Daniel just got he got no. He got a little something hurt on his leg. Fine. When he was trained with our
but also here's the other thing. Here's my other thing.
Hold on, I'm not done yet. When he was trained with the greatest sensei of all time, Terry Silver, obviously got fight through the pain.
But
this man got hit with This man got hit with an elbow in the freaking head. Do you know what CTE? This was in the 80s. We're in 2025. You know CTE is a mother to recover from, right?
Yeah, but he still recovered. Bro, you never watched Rocky Balboa Part 2?
We don't talk about the listen.
Rocky 2, like he lost his eye.
This
and
was
he's still
9/11. This was pre 9/11.
And
we're in 2025. This is pre 9/11.
You're telling me that Joshua Jackson isn't gonna go full Rocky?
Pre 9/11.
Full Rocky.
Pre 9/11.
Pre 9/11. We had sex bots. Happy birthday, Polly. Happy birthday, Polly. Happy birthday, Polly.
Homosexuality is a sin.
but for real though. Okay, but here's the thing though. Okay, let me explain further. Okay, here's the thing. Johnny Lawrence was honor bound to Kreese, not to attack Daniel, because it was agreed that they would have a one-on-one match at the All Valley. Chang was honor bound to his Sifu, not to attack Dre, because they're gonna have a one-on-one match at the All Beijing Kung Fu tournament. I don't know the name of the actual tournament, even though I just watched the movie just last week. But like, there was no such agreement made between Lee Fong and Connor. So like, what's just stop? Like freaking Master Han did not confront Connor's sensei to like say, it's like, oh, like we need, like 1-on-5, Not fair. 1-on-1 is like we settled this at the Five Boroughs tournament. We did not have this conversation. I mean, Julia Pierce, obviously there was no conversation to be had because, let's be honest, Colonel Dugan is an asshole that needs to be sent to federal prison. We already went over this, but since we never made such agreement in this movie, what's to stop Connor from jumping Li Fong at any point in that 5-week period between Jackson losing his fight and the actual Five Boroughs? Like, Duke could get jumped at any minute to sabotage the fight. And he could claim plausible deniability on top of that. Like get Snakes and Dennis equivalents to jump him in the middle of the street and while Connor's not there and just say, oh yeah, no. This is like, I had nothing to do with this. Like, what's going on here? Like plausible deniability and all that. And again,
your nephew just found the colored bears I was hiding from him. Not the gummy bears. I'm talking about like the color sorting bears.
All right.
Anyways, real quick, let's bring it home. So these two have a Dragon Ball-esque fight. This is like watching Goku versus Krillin in the martial arts tournament arc at OG Dragon Ball. Actually, no. This is like watching Goten and Trunks go at it during the Majin Buu arc when they're during the martial arts tournament part.
Yeah,
it's like watching that, except Fong is Li Fong is Goten, and Connor Day is Trunks. And Connor at one point says, "F the rules." This little boy, and he is a little boy. He's one. It's like what your generation like to call him. Why?
Oh, one more thing I'd like to add.
Go ahead.
Even Connor Sensei is scared of Connor. Like to say, like it's not even like a Kreese versus Lawrence thing.
Disney bullies on steroids. I said this off. I was talking to someone about this. Connor Day is like the one deleted character, like a concept art. Like if they were to make Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior 2, Connor Day's character would have been the perfect villain because he is just bloodthirsty from beginning to end, and you see.
Well, actually, Wendy Wu did have a sequel. It's called Jungle Fury.
Shut up.
It's true though.
Stop it.
Just ask Anna Hutchinson.
He picked up Li Fong, like from that scene from Cradle to Grave, and slams him down. Like, yo, this is no longer a tournament. This is a legit fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Li Fong puts his big boy pants on and starts fighting back. And again,
keep in mind, so far it's 5-0 in Connor's favor.
And Li Fong goes Super Saiyan. No, goes Kaioken.
Times 20.
If we're going to keep the Dragon Ball motif, goes Kaioken, gets those 5 points. They both are tied to 7. And then this is where the Super Saiyan moment happens. Li Fong does the pump fake dragon kick, which Connor was going to predict he was going. Oh, damn it! Connor was going to predict he was going to do. Y'all, I'm going to keep talking even though my camera's off. There we go. And pump fakes him, kicks him behind the leg, and then did he kick him? No.
You know what's really funny about this?
And it kicks him in the face.
You know what's really funny? Remember how in Karate Kid said, yeah, most guys are suckers for a sweep? Here, he beats him using a sweep.
It all comes full circle.
You know what's the one thing that's missing about this?
What?
Where the hell is Julie Pierce?
Mid!
So Lee wins the tournament. Connor tries to do a sneak attack on him. Judo throws him and is going to cave his face in. But ends up just punching the ground.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Picks up Connor. Connor walks off, ashamed that he has dishonored the Demolition Dojo. Lee wins, gets the kiss. Joshua Jackson pulls him away, like, please don't do that. Do not give me a reason to back suplex you off this building.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, wait. No, there's more.
Oh, yeah. Because we have a second Victory Pizza Parlor, and they do have limited edition stuffed crust, and they send a pizza to Los Angeles to Danielson.
It's like, by the way, you owe $1,100 for this pizza delivery. The pizza's not even fresh; it's frozen. You can see that it's uncooked. I get it; it's gonna take 6 hours just to fly that pizza over, but still.
And that's it. That's pretty much. I will.
And wait, hold on.
Hold on. The true hero of Karate Kid shows up.
It's like, why? What? New York doesn't even have that great of a pizza. Everyone knows the best pizzas from Encino. Wait, I just got $1 million idea. We'll call it Miyagi dough, like pizza dough. It's like, man, I got so many great ideas about this. Cheese on, cheese off. Cut first, cut hard. No anchovies.
So hopefully this movie, either we get a sequel where it gives us an actual conclusion to Cobra Kai, aka when we get everyone that was not in Karate Kid, in Cobra Kai that was in Karate Kid to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this. I've said my piece about this. I'll say it again. I enjoyed this movie. My big problem though is that if this is your first Karate Kid movie, I'm sorry that some of these references and callbacks to the other 5 movies, including the TV show that lasted about 5-6 years. Yeah.
No, it lasted longer.
My bad. It lasted 6 seasons. I'm sorry that this is your first one, and if you're lost, I completely understand. This movie,
it's like this is your first movie. It's like, who's that blonde guy in the final scene?
Yeah, as Triple OXYZ said, this movie was honestly just nothing but fan service, and sometimes that is good, and sometimes that is bad. And considering the fact that probably our generation, us, we grew up watching the Karate Kid movies, and then got into Cobra Kai. You have the new generation that only watch Cobra Kai and do not know anything about Karate Kid outside of the first movie. They probably didn't watch 2, probably didn't watch 3, stayed away from 4, and didn't even know Kung Fu Kid was a thing. This movie is for people like us. Like we have sat through all 5 Karate Kid movies. We have talked about Cobra Kai on a few occasions. Like we can understand this movie and what it's going for. But outside of that, it's also we have a cookie cutter antagonist. We've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Honestly, Lee Fong should have washed his ass from Jump, which would have made Lee Fong a villain. But I digress. Like he should have whooped him hard, because if you're coming from the home, like you have one of the quintessential fighting styles of Asian culture, and you're getting your ass beat by this American. There's a problem, in my opinion. I love Ralph Macchio coming back. I love the chemistry that him and Jackie Chan had in this movie. I love the chemistry I love the chemistry with Lee Fong and Mia's dad, Joshua Jackson's character.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, there really isn't much to go home to outside the last 20 minutes. Though the fight scenes in the last 20 minutes were phenomenal. And like the fight scenes in general throughout this movie were great. I just think the story itself was above average. And if it wasn't for the fact that these fights were really good, I would have given this movie a high 6 out of 10. But just for the fights alone, bumps it up to a low 7 out of 10 for me. That's just me. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, for me, this movie is also kind of like a high 7, because again, it's like it. I know everyone always wanted to see a fan fiction of like Han and Miyagi working together, but now in this case, it's more like Daniel and Han.
Fong.
Heck, some people would have even wanted to see like Daniel and Dre because they were both karate kids. Um, even with like the seasons 5 and 6, they introduced the concept of the Seikai Taikai, where like, oh, we're gonna have martial artists of different fighting styles from all over the world fighting against each other. Like it introduced the idea that, hey, maybe we might encounter Han and Dre like in the future of the main Karate Kid. Like everyone was like anticipating it, and it was just so weird that like no Han, no Dre, but even more insultingly in Karate Kid, like in Cobra Kai, and this is a spoiler for Leo because he hasn't watched it. Yeah, Julie Pierce is not in Cobra Kai at all.
Criminal.
Like, and there's no
Criminal.
references to the fourth movie in the slightest. I would have settled for at least a reference. It's like, oh yeah, Mr. Miyagi had other students other than Daniel, but like you were definitely his favorite, or something like that, or maybe have like a newspaper clipping of like Colonel Dugan getting arrested in Chicago or something, or maybe
Boston.
Boston, my bad. Like maybe have Daniel or Johnny go to Boston for whatever reason, and someone will offhandedly mention Julie, or heck, maybe bring back what's his name, Julie's boyfriend. Like give him a cameo just to say that yeah, there is some kind of reference to the fourth movie, but there wasn't. And then with Karate Kid Legends, it's like, oh, we're bringing back characters from like the first three movies and the fifth movie. Hopefully, this will be the last opportunity to introduce something from the fourth movie to bring it all together. But yeah, no, it's like no reference. And you know what would have worked for this movie? What if Jackson would have said, "Yeah, my ex-wife Julie passed away while giving birth to our daughter."
Okay, no, don't do
Like,
that. Don't do that.
It would have sucked. Keep in mind, it would have sucked that Julie would be, deceased at this point in the story, hypothetically. But at least it ties in her legacy through Jackson and his daughter, and it would also explain why she never appeared in Cobra Kai, because she wasn't alive to be in Cobra Kai. It would have still. Don't even do that. And also, like,
It is, bro. That's such a cop out.
it would be a
It
cop,
would be such a cop out.
but at least it would have fit with the timeline of Karate Kid 4 came out 30 years ago. 94,
Yes,
30 years ago.
but at the same time, like, look, despite how I feel about Next Karate Kid, or how you feel about Next Karate Kid, there are people who actually like Julia, who like Julie's character,
And I'm not hating on her.
And but for the people who like Julie's character, that would be such a huge cop out. Like, oh, she died giving birth, or she died while
she died of cancer, like after living a full life with, but
it would have been such a cop out, though. Real
It
talk,
would.
because then you're disrespecting her legacy at that point.
yeah, but at least give us something though. Like they're like, it's just one of many ways you could have like referenced the character, or heck, or okay, here's a different route. Okay. What if Jackson's character was a cousin of Julie's boyfriend?
Then okay,
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Just have a photo of the two actors together, and you're golden.
Okay, I can live with that. That'd be better.
Yeah.
Just don't kill off a character that honestly could be important to some people who like her character. Like,
Yeah.
again, like I said,
yeah.
you may not have been fans of Next Karate Kid, but there are plenty of people that will probably say, "Oh no, I like Next Karate Kid," or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But anyways,
yeah, and like what's it called? Yeah, and again, it's like it does feel weird that despite she was trained by Mr. Miyagi, and even in the fourth movie he references Daniel. The fourth movie has the least amount of canon out of all of the Karate Kid media, and that's comparing it even to Karate Kid 5, which was originally supposed to be a remake. Not even a reboot, a full remake. Now the status has changed to reboot because it turns out it's canon. But yeah, no, it's like it just feels weird. Just like give us some reference to Karate Kid 4. Like maybe even say like maybe like have like Ben Lee's mom say like, hey, you know, like I am being transferred to Boston. Like that could have been like a hook to make a 7th movie that would feature Hilary Swank.
Or honestly, just have her in the scene with with Zapka and be like and it'd be like, man, you guys are such losers trying to blah blah blah. Like have her still be a little sassy. Like, you guys are such losers. Can't we just put this in the oven? Like, give me some closure. But again, we could be here all day talking about this. Let's see. All right. Thank you. No excuse not to include Julie Pierce. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the Johnny Lawrence cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Cheese first, cheese hard, no pineapple. Listen, I'm gonna say this once again. I don't mind pineapple on the pizza. I don't necessarily mind pineapple on pizza. That's just me. I don't care how many our New York homies and New York viewers who are probably still up at night watching this. I don't care how much y'all make fun of me. It's okay.
Don't forget any Italian fans we might have. Not approved.
I know which video you're talking. I know which YouTubers you're talking about. Hey, at least I'm not putting ketchup on my pizza, Albert.
Yeah, like I know what you guys do in Manila.
Or put it on sushi. Listen, if you put ketchup on sushi, this is for the sushi eaters. I know you can't eat sushi. If you put ketchup on sushi, you are potentially the Antichrist, and you need to be stopped.
The only way anchovies should be on pizza is if you're making a Caesar pizza with like Caesar dressing instead of marinara, and only because Caesar dressing itself is made from anchovies. Actual anchovy meat should not be a pizza topping.
No. Anyway, guys, this is our Karate Legends review. Again, honestly, see it for yourself. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to a lot of y'all. I got a lot of people asking me in my DMs about reviewing certain movies because they all turned 30 this year. Apparently, Gundam Wing turns 30. I've already got a request to review Gundam Wing after G-Quox. I appreciate y'all for that. The Power Rangers movie turns 30.
It just turned 30 yesterday.
Yeah, it just turned 30 yesterday. So we've been asked via Morphin Network to try and review this movie. I ain't gonna lie, if we do it, I'm gonna do a live reaction of me watching this movie because you can find it on YouTube for free. And there might be some libations being consumed. I ain't gonna lie about that.
We're almost at 30. Sorry, we're almost at 3K on YouTube on our sister channel.
We could do a live drinking reaction to the Power Rangers movie. I am down for that.
Except I don't drink, obviously, but like.
So you will be my DD at that. Oh, actually, no.
I'm always the DD.
Wait, I don't know how if I'm gonna be drinking here. Also, we've got a lot of requests for 30th anniversary movies. Goofy movie. We also got one for Extreme Goofy movie, which is the 25th anniversary. Also, the Space Jam, but Space Jam came out in '96. So
last year we did a lot of anniversary movies like Shrek 2, Speed, The Mask, The Crow.
We used to do Spider-Man 2 last year.
Did we do Spider-Man 2?
No, we didn't.
Think so. No, we only ever did the original Spider-Man a few years ago.
And then, but no, we got some stuff. I can't say because we gotta make this thing. Oh, Mortal Kombat the movie turns 32. I was also.
Oh yeah, we should definitely review that one.
I mean, yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 comes out, if I remember correctly, this year. So, I'm down for that. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Buttery Show. Subscribe to our sister channel, the Morphin Network.
Just for the fun of it, I'm looking at like movies that came out in '95. There's A Walk in the Clouds.
Seven.
Showgirls. Man of the House. Godzilla versus Destroyer.
Ooh.
Gamera. Batman Forever. Well, we already reviewed Batman Forever, but
we did that a while ago.
Yeah. Let's see. Ace Ventura 2. Wrath of the Dragon. Let's see what else. GoldenEye came out, and GoldenEye's in my watch list, so like that would like hit two birds with one stone if we get that one.
I mean, it also would be in honor of the James Bond movie, the James Bond video game that got announced too.
Yeah. Let's see. There's
7, the movie with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt.
Johnny Mnemonic, Judge Dredd. Let's see. Demolitionist, Darkman 2,
Die Hard 3. My favorite Die Hard movie outside the first one.
Species.
Hey, Species is lit. I love Species. Our boy Michael.
I didn't say anything about Species. I just said it's a movie that came out in '95.
The way you were like Species. You're like, hey, the movie's fun. It's like fun, nice, fun sci-fi movie.
Yeah. Let's see. What other worthwhile movies came out? Oh, Mallrats was in '95.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like this year was the anniversary of Dogma, so like we should do an Askew-universe month.
Oh boy,
there's 8 movies.
You really want to do a Kevin Smith month?
8 movies, 4 weeks to do them. 7 came out. Clueless, I'm not so much of a fan of. You already know that.
Hey, yo, Ryan or Jen or Noemi, if you're gonna be watching this later, we should totally.
Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
I'm totally down to do Clueless, people. As you know,
Candyman.
No, so we're not talking about. No, we don't talk about the sequels. We don't talk about the sequels.
All right.
We don't talk about the sequels.
Let's see.
We don't talk about the sequels.
Let's see.
The Craft came out in '96. It came out a few months before Scream, so never mind. So we got to do. We got to do Scream next year, right?
Waterworld.
Oh, I love Waterworld. I
have it on DVD. It's on my watch list.
Anyways, all right, I gotta get the kid to bed. So if you people, be sure to follow me on where am I? Twitch.tv/RecklessFox, and follow me on Instagram and X at @TheRex_Fox. Mike, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto, and also check out our sister channel, the Morphin Network, where we discuss all things tokusatsu. Starting next week, we got we're doing Ultraman Omega. Wow, Ultraman Omega debuts this Friday. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, and Wednesdays we got Kamen Rider Gav. Thursdays #1 Sentai Go Juger, and it's an arc finale. So I'm excited for that. And of course, on Sundays we are almost done with the original Kamen Rider. And also check out our interviews. We interviewed all 3 VR troopers. All of them are up on our YouTube channel on the Morphin Network. Definitely check that out. We only need 50 more subscribers to reach 3,000. And when we do that, we will honor that by reviewing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
While drunk.
Live reaction.
Hell. Hey, listen. If y'all really asked myself, Ryan, and we'll get a couple other people to just do a drunk review of the movie as well. Obviously, Mike I can't do it, but hey, y'all want to drink some Henny? Let's do it. Until then, guys, we're out. This is the Buttery Show. Bye. Peace out. Peace and love. Deuces.
We love you guys.
Bye-bye.